Do you ever fidget constantly, lose things all the time, or lose focus easily? These are symptoms of ADHD. Most likely, you or someone you know suffers from ADHD. I also have ADHD and have dealt with these symptoms for the majority of my life. People from the youngest age to the oldest age can deal with ADHD. Now let's start where everyone all begins. The youngest child can be diagnosed with ADHD. While their symptoms are a little different from adults and teenagers, they still can have major issues and affect their lives drastically. Some of their symptoms include fidgeting and having excessive amounts of energy. Some things that they can do to help with these issues are fidget toys like you see here. Fidget toys such as the fidget cube, fidget spinners, and poppets help children to focus better in class. While some teachers see these things as distractions to other kids or just toys to bring into the classroom, it can help the children to retain information better and focus on what they're actually learning to help them with their grades in the future. Another issue with children is behavior issues. While some people just see the excessively energetic kid that can't sit still in class and maybe needs to stand up a little more often as a behavior issue and a distraction to other kids, maybe this child actually just has ADHD and the parents are not dealing with it the way that they should. These children most likely will go on to suffer from having bad grades and deal with these issues for the majority of their life, unless they get help and get the medicine that they need to deal with their ADHD. The last issue that is a big problem with children is communication. Doctors, of course, are a lot older than children, and sometimes it's hard to understand if the child actually has the symptoms of ADHD or if maybe they're just a little more hyper and like to have a lot more fun than the rest of the kids their age. The next age that we're going to talk about is teenagers. This is a crucial time in a person's life. While a teenager is dealing with school issues, submitting college applications, worrying about scholarships, and maintaining social statuses and friendships at school, they also may be dealing with struggles of ADHD. Teenagers' symptoms from ADHD are a little different. Most symptoms in teenagers are mood swings and hormone imbalances. A big issue with teenagers also is peer pressure. Some teenagers may be fidgeting in class or maybe not able to sit still and maybe made fun of because of these issues. And this could cause them to maybe not take their medicine and make them do a little worse than they could in school. Another issue with teenagers is relationships. While you're dealing with mood swings and hormone imbalances, you may also seem more distant in relationships, or you may seem a little more aggressive in relationships, and this could cause a lot of issues and stress and anxiety, or maybe even panic attacks and different things like that. ADHD in teenagers can also lead to anxiety and depression. While most people don't see ADHD as this big of an issue, it can lead to these bigger symptoms that would cause a person to have these problems for the rest of their life if they are not treated properly and taking the medication that they need. The last stage that we're going to talk about is adults. Adults deal with symptoms a little differently. Adult symptoms most likely include maybe not being able to show up to work on time, forgetting what job they're supposed to be doing at the time, or maybe even moving jobs constantly. Sometimes you see an adult that can't focus at the task at hand and is falling behind at work and is struggling in their career, and while their boss may just see this as maybe not staying as focused or being as dedicated, they actually are struggling with ADHD and maybe have just been diagnosed or are working on their medicine dosages to get their life in the balance that it needs to be. Another issue with adults is drug abuse. Some adults go to the doctors and say they have the symptoms that they maybe don't actually have to get drugs for the wrong reason. And this is why doctors now are holding back on giving medications to a lot of adults that maybe actually have ADHD. In conclusion, I hope that after you've heard all of these symptoms from people of all ages with ADHD, that maybe you'll be able to better understand the people around you. And remember, from the youngest child to the oldest adult, everyone can deal with different symptoms and different struggles throughout their daily life.